So I have the pleasure of introducing the next act, and it's a very special privilege because you've all met my wife, Nam. Nam, you can come up if you want. And so I just want to tell you a couple things. So we've been married now 25 years, right? And, well, we're on 26. Um, so she's been married 1 year longer than I have. How does that work? But anyway,
You are so beautiful.
what I wanted to tell you, though, is when the chancellor hired me, he actually said that he got a twofer, right? In fact, in the search committee, when I came back for my second interview and they brought Nam with me, and I met with the board, the college board, Roland Reynolds, one of the sons of our namesake, J. Sergeant Reynolds, came and said hi to me, and then he pulled Nam out of the room and interviewed her separately. I thought that was kind of fun. And the chancellor frequently says that he got a twofer, and my response to that is, well, at least one of us you've never thought about firing, you know? But when Nam and I had been married about 6 months, we moved from Southern California to Maine. Big U-Haul truck, she followed in a car. And her father at the time, who spoke only Vietnamese, so we smiled and played tennis, but I didn't actually get to have profound conversations. He said to Nam, are you sure about this guy going from Southern California to Maine? Big cut and pay, but I had a chance to build a brand new college from scratch. And when we lived in Maine, people who live in southern Maine shop in Portland, New Hampshire. There's no sales tax, right? So we're walking down the mall together, and there's an art shop, and Nam says, I want to go in and buy, an easel. And I said, well, what do you want to buy an easel for? Because we'd never talked about this before. And she said, well, I want to paint. And I said, is that going to be like the Nordic track where we buy it and it sits for 3 months, you use it, and then it goes in the garage? And so I discovered that she had this talent to paint. Of course, she can sing. You'll find that out here in a minute. And then my office has some of her art in it. Some of it's around the college. In fact, what we've done is we have put in our wills that each of our children has the right to pick a painting, and the rest of it will come back to J. Sergeant Reynolds. So I want to introduce formally here to sing, and she's going to sing a song, and she'll tell you about it. My best friend and my partner in life, Nam. So thank you. Please.
Good morning, everyone. I am so surprised that he gave me a kiss. For 25 years in public, he's always shaking hand. There's one time we went to a Rotary Club, and we were supposed to be, like a husband and wife. He shook my hand. I said, I'm not going to shake your hand. You're my husband. So he got fined for $1. Anyway, thank you for having me here with you today. I should say that today is very emotional for me and for Gary. The college is our life. We love you. We will miss you very much. And I'm trying to be what Gary said, just do it. And so I want to do it, to do the best that I can. Gary and I will try to go an extra mile to give you the great memories later on when you think about us. And I love you, Steve. You're the best. Or when another chairman come here, I said, you the best. But anyway, this is the song. And it's a very, very happy song in Vietnamese. And the reason I picked Vietnamese, just like Gary wanted to share the diversity with you, but I actually like it because if I make any mistake, you would never know. And so the song is a very happy song. This girl was having a great dream. Life was beautiful. Everything is gorgeous, wonderful. People are happy, and she want to give it to you. And at the end, she tell you, please don't wake me up. Just let me be in my dream forever. And it goes like this. Tôi đã say gió mộng dài, đừng lấy tôi nhé, cuộc đời chung quanh. Tôi đã nhìn thấy màu xanh ở trên cây cành rồi xuống thân mình. Tôi đã nhìn thấy màu hồng ở khắp phố phường rồi ngát vào lòng. Và bình minh tươi sáng, trời hoàng hôn thơm ngát là ánh dương hồng rồi sáng vào lòng tôi. Tôi đã nhìn thấy màu xanh ở trên cây cành rồi xuống thân mình. tôi đã nhìn thấy màu hồng ở khắp phố phường rồi ngát vào lòng và nhìn những cây cao. Trời xanh là ánh máy bay, là ánh máy bay vào hồn. Đừng lấy tôi nhé cuộc đời, tôi còn nhỏ dại, cho tôi bơ mộng. Okay.
I need you.
Earlier, Marianne told me that don't leave. She's going to ask me a few questions. And I want to say that every time she asks me one question, I will ask her one question. So come on. Marianne, how are you today?
I'm fine. I just feel like it's not too late for Nam to be like in a pageant. I mean, her foxiness, her personality. Seriously. So, okay, Nam, I do just have one question.
Okay.
Because you are so full of life, so full of positivity and beautiful energy whenever we see you. What is your advice for us for having a good life? What is Nam's good life advice?
Ignore your partner a lot. just be happy and ignore him or her. Okay, now my question to you. Okay. How do you do, my question to you, how do you do to make your shape so gorgeous?
Oh my, I don't have any good advice. I try to follow your lead, okay?
Okay.
That's all I can do.
One more question, and then I ask you another question, so don't ask.
This was not in the script, people. Let me tell. Nam's going rogue on me. Yes.
So that's it, right?
Yes.
All right. I love you. I will miss you very much. Every time we went out for the golf outing, raising fund for the college, and Marianne will be there saying, "Go Nam, go Nam." She's so good. I thank you very much, and we will miss you. We love you very much. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Nam.
Thank you.
All right. Good job.
Now, we've saved the best for last. During his almost 16 years at Reynolds, Dr. Rhodes has shared many of his gifts with us, such as dramatically enhancing Reynolds' profile with the Richmond business community, making transparent and data-driven decisions in the best interest of the college, our students, or simply just taking a compassionate leading and listening ear. And many of you know this already, because if you were hired as a full-time employee, you know the last step before HR can offer you the job is to sit down and have a fireside chat with Dr. Rhodes. Not all community college presidents do that. They do not know intimately their faculty and staff. But Dr. Rhodes knows each and every one of us. He makes us all feel like family. And right now, we want you to make him feel like family. Let's welcome Dr. Gary Rhodes back to the stage.
Can you hear me? I was just getting used to feeling like Liberace, so. Well, let me tell you a couple things first. One of the things that happens to me a lot, I mentioned earlier that I get asked the question often, what am I proudest of? And I literally talk about the fact that we have such a wonderful family and team here at the college. And I tell them how smart you are, right? So let me test that this morning. So, and the first question, maybe a few people know. How many of you know I have a twin sister? Raise your hand. All right. How many of you know that my sister and I are the same age? Raise your hand. What happened? Anyway, it's true. I do have a twin sister named Kathy D, and my middle name is Lee. And when I moved to Richmond, I had to clearly remind people that I have no relationship with the former Confederate General Lee. I'm actually related to all the Smiths in Korea who have Lee as their last name. But my sister lives in a place called Poplar Bluff, Missouri, which is down near the boot heel of Arkansas, down where that boot sticks down. And she has a cute accent that she's developed over the years because from college on, she's lived in this small town with her husband. She'll say things like, "We're fixing to go to Walmart." And I think it's kind of fun just to hear her beautiful accent. So one of the also common cultural things that happens in that part of our country, as well as in Virginia, is there are auctioneers, and people auction. Judy Harris, many of you know Judy, she loves to frequent auctions still as a hobby. And so a song I want to sing for you this morning is about a little boy who skips school, sees auctioneer, wants to be an auctioneer, and his dad says, we can't let you use your family name if you're not going to, really be good at it. So it kind of tells that story. And so I want to sing that for you this morning. It's called The Auctioneer. It was written in 1962 by Leroy Van Dyke. So here's how the song goes. There was a boy in Arkansas who wouldn't listen to his mom when she told him he should go to school. He'd sneak away in the afternoon, take a little walk, then pretty soon you'd find him at the local auction barn. He'd stand and listen carefully, and pretty soon he began to see how the auctioneer could talk so rapidly. He said, "Oh my, it's do or die. I've got to learn that auction cry, got to make my mark and be an auctioneer. $20 bid, and now $20, 30, who'd give me 30, make 30 bid upon a $30, who'd give me 30, who'd give me $30 bid. $30 bid, and now $30, 40, who'd give me 40, make 40 bid upon a $40, who'd give me 40, $45 bid. As time went on, he did his best, and all could see he didn't jest. He practiced calling bids both night and day. His pap would find him behind the barn just a working up an awful storm as he tried to imitate the auctioneer. His pap said, "Son, I just can't stand to have a mediocre man calling things at auctions using our good name. I'll send you off to auction school and then you'll be nobody's fool. You can take your place among the best." $20 bid, and now $20, 30, who'd give me 30, make 30 bid upon a $30, who'd give me 30, who'd give me $30 bid. $30 bid, and now $30, 40, who'd give me 40, make 40 bid upon a $40, who'd give me 40, $45 bid. So from that boy who went to school, there grew a man who played it cool. He came back home a full-fledged auctioneer. And the people came from miles around just to hear him make that rhythmic sound and fill their hearts with such a happy cheer. His fame spread out from shore to shore. He had all he could do and more. Had to buy a plane to get around. Now he's the tops in all the land. Let's pause and give that man a hand. Yeah, he's the best of all the auctioneers. $25 bid, and now $25, 30, who'd give me 30, make 30 bid upon a $30, who'd give me 30, who'd give me $30 bid. $30 bid, and now $30, 40, who'd give me 40, make 40 bid upon a $40, who'd give me 40, $45 bid. Sold to John Ambrose. Thank you. So I don't want you to think we have competition at home. But for every question you ask me, I'm going to ask you 2 questions.
Oh, no. We're going to make this short.
I'm just kidding. I won't do that.
The man in black, everybody. Dr. Rhodes.
Thank you.
Such a one of a kind. We've had, and we will have wonderful presidents, but there will never be another like Dr. Rhodes. Seriously. So
can I make a comment about that?
Sure,
Because
sure.
we have the search going on. In fact, later today they should announce who the 3 finalists are. And so I've been in conversations. People use the word replacement. And I've said, don't even think that way. Don't use the word replacement. So, and sometimes everyone has something special about them. And so just to make my point, if I'm peanut butter and chocolate, right, that's a magical combination, we're not going to find peanut butter and chocolate. But we can find marshmallows and Rice Krispies, and that's what we need to look for. So a different magical combination. Yeah.
absolutely. Dr. Rhodes, you've had in your mind for a while this talent show.
Yes.
Okay. Is it what you thought it would be like? Where did that even come from?
Well, as I've gotten to know so many of our faculty and staff, I've realized that the fun thing for me is to sit down on these one-on-one interviews because you'll remember I asked 5 questions, and the first question is, tell me where you were born and how your life evolved to being where it is today. And then I asked why you're interested in this position. And so I've learned all these fun things. And then America's Got Talent came out, now we have The Voice and those different shows. And I thought, wouldn't it be just fun to have a talent show? I had this thought maybe 7 or 8 years ago, but I can tell you, you are often, every now and then in conversations, my cabinet is about the workloads that we have. And we use noodles as the metaphor, and we talk about how our plates are full. And by the way, I've been talking about this for 30 years, and we still haven't figured out the magical formula, but where we end up is, let's see if we can agree to take some noodles off, things that maybe we just simply don't really need to spend time and energy on. But we don't do that. What we do is we get bigger plates. That's what we do in reality, and so that's sad. So I didn't want to have a talent show thinking it would be an extra event and that people would then, I'd be adding noodles to their plates. But when I came up with the idea of this particular venue that Ms. Woodson and I have co-hosted, I thought, what if we just sprinkled in different kinds of talents between the awards? So that's kind of how it came about.
Well, it's been fantastic, and you were a showstopper. And I think we have one more piece before the show stops, really.
Yes, Dr. Rhodes, would you like to put your instrument down for a second?
Sure.
Now, this part is not in the script, but come closer, sir.
Well, Marianne,
After you get
Marianne's tickling me.
Marianne,
Let's see.
what about that policy we have on sexual misconduct?
Strict no tickling policy, yes.
Oh, my gracious.
Okay, I think is this on okay? All right.
It's on.
I need bigger ears, I think, or something. All right.
So we have to share with you what it's like being on the Recognition and Awards Committee with Dr. Rhodes. First of all, he has wonderful ideas. Some of them we like, and some of them we've tossed. Isn't that correct, sir?
And I say that all the time. Your job's to help me figure out which are brilliant and which ones are really dumb,
That's correct, sir. Also working on the committee is a lot of fun. He brings laughter. We have to keep him on task. We have an agenda, and he is going off the agenda, and we've got to say, Dr. Rhodes, can you please circle back, sir? Let's stay on the agenda. He's always going off on a tangent. But he makes the work that we do not seem like work at all, and that makes it fun. So we want to say thank you.
Thank you, Carlos.
There have been many folks who have transitioned on this Recognition and Awards Committee, but right now we have, I don't know how many we have, but let me see if I can recall the names. It's Ariel Cole, who's not able to be with us today. It is Joe Schilling. It is Kim Kane. And Wendy, where is Wendy?
Wendy Gray.
Wendy Gray, yes. Wendy Gray and myself and Dr. Rose. And did I omit anyone?
Did you say Ann?
And Ann, oh my gosh. Before we had Miss Judy, right? And now you talk about replacements. We couldn't replace Miss Judy, but we have a wonderful Miss Ann Bushy who has just jumped right in. And is this your first one? This your second one? Oh, it seems like she's an old pro at it.
And I call her Mary Poppins when I introduce people who come in to meet with me because she's practically perfect in every way. Isn't that something?
And we think that she's practically perfect in every way. That's the only thing about going off script. You always will not remember something. But the committee noticed one thing, that your name is in the program for 15 years of college service and state service. Now, our cutoff date is March 31st, which means that Dr. Rhodes actually reached his milestone on October the 15th. But we fast forward to today, and that means that Dr. Rhodes has served 15 years, 6 months, and 2 weeks, and 25 days. But who's counting? I need some help with this next part, and I'm going to ask our Executive Vice President, Dr. Janine LaRosen, to help us.
Okay. Come on up.
I want to be closer to the crowd. So.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
So there's a reason. I don't know what to say. We've been working together now for over 15 years. My job was to help you do your job, and your job was to help me do my job. And I think we've done a great job together, and I appreciate that. So I'm not going to get too nostalgic. But I have your service award here for the over 15 years. And I was wondering if all of us could stand and give our college president a warm send-off, please. Gary.
Thank you. 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 Very much. Thank you. Yeah, so thank you very much. So what I tell people, I did the math, even though I was a Spanish major. So I spent 24, sit down, please. I spent 24% of my life as president of J. Sargent Reynolds and 30% of my life being community college president. And I think that's just wonderful. And people who get to be with me when I'm trying to talk about what is it that college presidents do, I think we're as close as possible to being a symphony conductor. And this speaks well of all of you too, because what does a symphony conductor do? He or she stands at the podium. Usually most people focus at least initially on the symphony conductor. That's the president's role. So I get credit for a lot of things that I've had a little bit to do with, sometimes a lot to do with. Frankly, sometimes I get credit for things I've had nothing to do with. Now the flip side to that is every now and then something bad happens, and then I get blamed for that too, that I've had nothing to do with, but that just comes with the title. But the symphony conductor metaphor, what I mean by that is I understand all the areas of operations for our college to be successful. It's as important for the person who's processing the financial aid form, right? So that student can get funding and come here. It's important that our facilities look nice because that's the first impression people make. And it's important that our faculty teach the students and try to vary their teaching styles so that they can reach as many students as possible. But the thing that people don't think about symphony conductors, they're not a master musician most of the time with a particular instrument. But I'm surrounded by teaching faculty who are master musicians at what they teach. And I'm surrounded by custodial staff who are master musicians of what gets the gum off of our new tiled areas between the buildings. And I'm surrounded by finance people who keep us in the black. And so those are the master musicians. And the fun part for me is, as symphony conductor, I get to most days decide what piece we're going to play, what key we're going to play it in, and set the tempo. But I can't hold a gun to anybody's head. I have to just find ways with my leadership team and others to inspire people to play their instrument that they're really specialized in. So it's that benefit that I've enjoyed, which is being the symphony conductor, and I couldn't be prouder. So I want to just say thank you to all of you. And I'm not leaving today, just so you know. I have about 3.5 months to go here. So my hope is that I'll continue doing as much as I can, full speed ahead until the moment that I'm gone. So thank you so much. I love you all. Appreciate it. Thank you.